We are live on the airs now, and I have completely messed up something with the Twitch. Okay, let me handle this real quick.
Is your OBS in shambles?
Apparently, why is that so
Well, let's
big?
first start
Hey,
off
I know that.
to our observant viewers and seeing all the Donkey Kong materials around us. We have a guest this evening. Fine guest. That would be Banana Horde, Josh Tyler Ford himself.
Hello.
We
I'm pretty
will-
excited to do this, man. I knew you guys have been doing it for a long time, so
It's
pretty
almost a
stoked to
year
join.
now. It's fucking crazy.
It is. It's crazy.
looming.
This is crazy watching all my merch like just flip through here.
So
It's kind
I-
of weird.
I bet.
You've been creeping me.
I
all day,
have. I
huh?
had to. I needed to get the good pictures. OBS
It's
is
the
like
stuff
not
from, like,
cooperating
7
with
years
me.
ago.
It's the stuff I haven't posted that you should have asked for.
Yeah.
Blue bananas.
Banana Horde
Yeah,
after
the,
hours.
the proverbial blue bananas.
Still got to get me some.
I like vanilla ice cream, so I would imagine I like a blue banana.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. Has anyone who's listening had the blue Java bananas before? We were discussing the potential merits of it. Please chime in if you can tell us how they are and where to get them.
I'm saying they're fake.
They're real.
I'm going with fake.
I was
They're- They're real.
enamored by the photo of the actual fruit, and it was blue, but every single picture of like the fruit itself was like the same photo of a guy holding it. So there are other pictures of the peel, but so I'm
You might be
feeling-
the
feeling
only guy who
skeptical.
grows them
That is possible.
in
It's
the
just
whole world. One
blue-
guy. He's got
blue
the
food
entire
cutter.
market.
just blue food coloring, and that's all.
There's chat. Oh, I'm so good at this. If I
Oh, okay.
Cracker Man.
if I mess something, if I do one thing, it makes everything really big. So I don't. We're doing it live as usual, and everything is always professional on the #1 video game vinyl podcast at this time at frame.
Think of how much we've grown in a year.
I know Josh is willing to come on.
Hey, just so you know, I found the chat. I see where it's at.
Nice.
I am the worst at Discord. Like, so I guess this is Twitch now. I don't know.
There's
But I
so
see
many
it.
layers to the everything. It's hard to keep up.
I did keep our guests on their toes.
There we go. What's going on, everybody?
You know, a little bit of the everything.
There's my funky shirt.
I know.
That's
like,
that's a dev shirt that was for the development team for Tropical Freeze, I believe. Yeah. Yep.
I was noticing a lot of the collection was like dev specific items.
Yeah. So that's kind of my favorite stuff to get. Like it's the harder, weirder
Yeah.
stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's a little more special. So
Do you have any idea what the editions, like the edition numbers are like for those more like rare like dev items? Are they, I don't know,
no.
pretty-
Some of
pretty
them,
skinny,
yes.
though, I'd imagine.
Yeah, some of them, yes. So like the early stuff, like from the original DKC, a lot of that stuff, like the employee promos, some of the jackets that I've got, I mean, they were made specifically for the dev team. And if we think back, I mean, there's
Fucking
like
robot faces.
13 people. So pretty low numbers on some of that stuff.
That does bring me to one of my questions that I did write out earlier.
Okay.
So I tried to do a bit of research just on general Donkey Kong merch. And
Okay.
turns out Googling like Donkey Kong merch or rare Donkey Kong merch or old Donkey Kong merch just brings up a bunch of like generic stuff.
Yes. Yes.
So how do you find like these actually rare things or these dev pieces of clothes. Like,
And does the word rare make it more difficult to find them?
right?
It's not
Yeah,
much of an
well,
indicator of their scarcity.
so that's a good question. I'll start with this. So I've been collecting for a long time now, right? So I think like when I got into it, it was popular, but people were not into it like they are now.
Mhm.
So like when COVID hit, 2020, and we saw the boom in the retro game scene and then all of these different things, it like reselling was like huge. And then people realized, hey, there's a market for it. When before that it was really just a handful of us who were like really into
Mhm.
diving in and finding these artifacts and kind of preserving them. So for me, like I wanted to say it was probably 2016, 15, 16 when I got real serious
Yeah.
about this stuff. And a lot of it was just networking. I was on a couple different forums on Facebook, and you just got to know people. And then it's like, hey, I got this. And one guy say, I've got this. I don't know. You just kind of network, and then you meet somebody who actually worked for Nintendo, and they're like, hey, I've got this stuff that's been in a box for 20 years. So you know, it, since I'll say this, in the past 3 years, I've hardly picked up anything
Okay.
really crazy. It's really slowed down.
Is that
And
due
it
to you having gotten a lot of the
it
things,
is
or
it is,
yeah?
but I think it's a different group of people that got into it, and for different reasons. And goes back to like the resale market, and I think a lot of guys got into this whole I'm a thrifter, I'm gonna flip this or buy this, and then it just really drove up the market to insane prices. And then you had a lot of people just buying stuff and just to sell it or not sell it and trade it. So a lot of this stuff is just out there for astronomical amount of money. I've got some T-shirts that I was buying. I've got 3 or 4 of them, and I was paying $30 a piece for them. Now they're going for 350, 400 a piece, and it's
Oh
just
my.
you can't keep up with that. It's not. I don't know. It takes the fun out of it for me.
Right.
So,
It's more of
but
kind of a commodity for the money of it, as opposed to just the
yeah,
hunt for the
it-
collection of and love of Donkey
right.
Kong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it seems like I know what you're saying about thrifters. Like, I've been doing a lot of thrifting for quite a while, and there's just like you never see video game merch anymore in like
Mhm.
anywhere ever, and and unless you're at a reseller flea market, and then they have a rack of like Nintendo properties, Looney Tunes stuff, and like Evangelion shirts, and they're all like $500 each or
Yeah.
something. And it's
Exactly.
just like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I will never own that.
But there are still deals to be found. I'm trying to think
Oh
of
yeah.
the last thing that I picked up, but I don't know. I've gotten really good. I'm not going to give away all my secrets, but
Right.
you know,
We don't want to
you
give those
find,
away.
but I spend way, 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 way too much time just searching the internet for things, and I've got different proxies. I've got good friends in a lot of different countries who look for like exclusive merch. I've pulled
Yeah.
things out of France.
They're a deep
I've-
web for
I've-
Donkey Kong merch.
Yeah, so it
Josh,
just
what-
helped.
What were those? What were those like little mini ceramic
Oh, the
figures?
porcelain little figures.
What?
Yeah, those were so weird. I remember you showed me
So-
those.
Yeah, so there's a set of these porcelain little figurines that came out of France, and they're really nice, and they're like painted. I don't know if I actually have a picture of them anywhere,
They're
but
so tiny.
they're tiny. Yeah, and they're really hard to take a picture of. But it's a full set, and what they made them for, I don't remember the name of the company now. It is a French company. I'd never be able to say the name, but they'd made them, and they did like a bunch of other stuff, nothing else video game related, but they did this Donkey Kong series, and they're made for they're like little cake toppers, but they're like
Wow.
actual porcelain painted, like very, very nice detail on them. Yeah, they're interesting.
Would you say that's one of like the stranger things that you've seen?
What's with all these
as far
flies?
as Donkey
I'll
Kong
tell-
paraphernalia?
Yeah, for like legit licensed stuff, yes. I have seen some weird stuff.
When you
Um,
showed them to me, I picked up the set. I don't know where it
That's-
is right now, but
You couldn't resist.
That's right.
They were so cool because they had like obscure characters like Wrinkly and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, and it's Wrinkly's actually a ghost in this one, so she's all painted gray. She's dead. it's it's different, but it's really unique. I only knew of like 3 sets, and I think it was me, Frank, and then Joe Astro. You guys would know.
Mhm.
He's a big DK collector. We'll get into that maybe later, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Someone posting pictures. I'm gonna throw this into the rotation of pictures, and it might pick it up eventually. To
Oh,
show
did you
on
have
the stream.
did you have a picture of one?
Someone's sending them in our Discord.
Oh, cool.
Joey is.
Yeah, it looks like it might
Oh,
be
cool.
that last.
Discord army. So when you're like searching for Donkey Kong stuff online, do you have to put
Yeah.
like rare and then rare again in parentheses?
Oh no. I definitely I don't think I've ever searched. I don't even know if I've ever searched rare. I search promo. I search the word promo a lot. It really depends on which country I'm searching to, because like I try to translate everything into whichever language or region I'm searching for. But I don't know if rare is one of them.
Have you picked up?
It's usually like just straight like Donkey Kong, but I'll be specific like jacket or embroidery or different things like that, because a lot of the really good deals and really, really interesting people that I've met through this are people who are ex-employees or had family members who are ex-employees, and they're like cleaning out. Like some of my best finds are the people are like, hey, like this belonged to my husband. This was their jacket that they had, or he worked for Nintendo and he had this, but she had it on Etsy, and it was like embroidered Nintendo jacket, but it ended up being like this Donkey Kong thing I've been looking for years. So
Badass.
yeah.
So easy to just think, oh, this is just a Donkey Kong, like, embroidered jacket on Etsy. Not a big deal, nothing official.
And I'm over here like, oh my god, in the middle of the night, jumping up, trying to find my card, shaking. Like, it's finally happening. You get that adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Then you can't go back to sleep.
You start photoshopping the jacket onto you because you can't
On
wait for it to
myself.
ship.
So I don't want to ask you to reveal all your all the things you're looking for, but what is there at least like one thing on your list that you could tell us that has evaded you for quite some time?
Yep, and I'll tell you exactly what it is, because it's not really a big surprise. So the one thing that I want at this point is the Donkey Kong Country competition card.
I was about to say the Blockbuster one.
The Blockbuster one, I don't own it. I've had, and this is gonna sound crazy, I had the opportunity to buy 2 of them. One was pre-COVID, so we're talking 18, 19, and I think it was $1,800. And I was thinking at the time, I was like, oh, that's absolutely ridiculous, because the last one that sold before that was like $1,200. And then I was offered another one for, I think, $2,200. And I was like, you guys are absolutely crazy. And now they're going for like $45. So
oh my god.
I'm surprised to hear that you never got one, because I feel like I mean, I haven't collected retro games in a long time, but I feel like maybe 10 years or so ago, like they were expensive, but I used to see them pop up. Like,
they used to be around $900,000, and that was for really good condition with the box.
I didn't even know it had a box.
It does. It's like
Did you guys join the competition?
I did not. No, I actually grew up kind of a real rural area, way out in nowhere. So
Failed.
Definitely wasn't going to game stores back then too often.
I was a little kid, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a fucking superstar, and I didn't even make it to the next round.
I never even heard about it when I was a kid.
Oh, Nate,
like,
you
I
played
had
it?
no idea
Oh, there's.
Oh,
the
sorry, I was
cake-
reading the chat
There's
out
the cake
loud.
toppers, I think, on the Twitch right now, and now they're gone. But, oh,
There's the little Donkey Kong figurines.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yep. But yeah, the comp card. That is, I will own it. I don't know. I was really a thrift collector for the longest. People see my collection like, wow, this is crazy and it's super valuable. But I don't know. I've met a lot of really good friends along the way who have sold me things at really, really, really nice prices. Just knowing that, my idea was to kind of really just preserve this DK stuff. So that's helped a lot too.
Yeah, knowing
But
it's
yeah.
not gonna be like sold on the secondhand market just cause it can be, knowing
Just because it can be. Yeah.
it's going somewhere where you can very obviously see it'll get love or support.
Dusty. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious what
Yeah.
what vinyl release of anything Donkey Kong related do you have the most copies of?
Oh my
I
god.
think it's 2, right?
That's what I would have
Okay.
guessed.
Yeah. So I
One has a lot of variants too.
So okay, I'll just spill it because it's not a big surprise. So I have 2 of every Donkey Kong variation of every release.
Oh.
I think I have 3 of each of the DKC 3s, and then all of the test pressings. The only ones I did not get multiples of were like the latest DKC, like the original Donkey Kong Country
Mhm.
release.
Is like
because-
infinite.
Because it was infinite. Yeah, exactly. I was a little disappointed because I was like, oh, like you can buy, I think there was 3 different categories or 3 different styles,
Yeah,
but
it
then
was
each one was
Diddy,
unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they added a fourth one, right?
Yep. And then they did like a gold. I didn't even buy it. I actually only have 2 copies of that. I had.
The inner labels were all the fucking same. It was
Yep.
stupid.
I was just referring to the most recent boot of DKC one.
Yeah.
Yes.
The inner label
Yes.
with the Rambi hole
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
eye.
Yes. Yep. That's it. So I have a test pressing of that, and then I just have literally one of the other at this point.
I guess I've
Given-
never heard
given
about
one
the
away
quality of the
It's
test
fine.
pressing because it came with a 7-inch, right?
Yeah. So yep, it sure did. Yep.
The
It's
tote
got,
bag was cool.
The tote bag was the best part.
Is the 7-inch a lathe cut or is it actually pressed?
I thought it was a lathe. Frank, you might know off the top of your head. I don't know I don't think it was pressed.
Anyone
I don't
should
have
know.
it, so I'm not sure.
Oh.
Oh really?
Okay.
I'll have to double check. I really don't. I think it was a lathe cut, man.
That makes sense because there was like 10 of them or something like that.
Right.
Wouldn't make sense to do a 7-inch.
Pressing for 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cool idea. I don't know. That's all I want to say.
They pressed 100 and destroyed 90 of them.
Madness.
Gigantic brain. And we do have someone saying it was a lathe in chat.
I'm not ready for that question. Oh, I thought you said what's a lathe.
Oh no. But confirming apparently that
It
it
was a
was
lathe,
is
okay.
a lathe. Yeah.
I sound so different than you imagined. I'm sorry. I don't know what you expected though. Is this
Yeah,
better or worse?
Either a really good
That
thing
is
or
a
a bad
good
thing.
question.
I'm so sorry if it's terrible.
I never know what to expect from everyone's voices. It's always
Uh,
nice. It's always a nice
Holy
thing to
shit!
hear.
How long have I been on mute for?
Not
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 that long.
Oh, you're here?
Good answer.
I've been trying to ask you which DKC2 cover you like better, and I talked a lot of shit about DKC1.
Oh no. So which DKC2 cover do I like the most? Let's look at it. Let me look over here. I think I like the first one.
The underwater.
Definitely.
Just the swimming.
Yeah, here's my thing. So the art on the repress, where it's like the 3D rendered art with Diddy and Dixie and they're kind of jamming out.
Yeah.
The way, and I'll just say this. So I was really disappointed that was on that pressing. That being said, that was the art that was supposed to be specifically, or I was told was going to be specific to the test press.
I know.
So that was
I've
going to be
heard
the
that
test.
before.
So that was going to be the test press art only, and that's what made the test pressing to me not. I mean, I shouldn't say that's the only thing that made it special. All test pressings are special, but that one specifically
Beautiful.
is like, you got the art for the test. Well, now it's also an art of 600 other records or
Right.
more.
Yeah, that's
Right.
bogus. I agree.
So it was a little disappointing when it came out. I love the art. Don't get me wrong, but between the two, no, I like the first. I like the blue. I like the water setting. I think it's really pretty.
It does a good job of kind of what
It
you
catches
want.
that.
I ended up trading my blue jacket with Brandon Greathouse for his super
What a good
DKC.
guy.
And I like having the three like very distinctly different styles between the Moonshake jacket and then the Super DKC2 and then DKC3, because I always felt like when I had the underwater jacket and DKC3, those looked very
They
similar.
are similar.
So Moonshake
Right.
stood out as something.
Do you have a
different, but
Moonshake
now-
test press too?
No, I don't know anyone that does.
No one
I've
does.
been on the hunt for it, but I've never
Are you
seen
go-
one.
If you
Wait,
Are you
didn't we,
going
like,
to,
didn't we give someone
Outer
the
Heaven?
painting and the test press was behind the painting that he shipped it to? Some sort of raffle?
I saw the painting, but I didn't know the test was behind it.
I think so.
Well, good night. Let's
Yeah, I
find
hadn't
that
heard
guy.
that before. That's interesting.
There is a they're doing Outer Heaven's doing a charity raffle tomorrow night. They said they may have some test presses that
I
they're
know
giving
it.
away.
I'm in Texas, but people forget how big it is.
It's,
So
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I keep hearing.
It's probably
with
like a
this.
4-hour drive or something. Right?
yeah, I'm looking at probably 4.5 hour drive, and knowing
Maybe
him
too much for a Wednesday night, though, right?
That thing will run till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and
Hey,
I'll
you
be
get,
at
you
work
get a
at
good
5.
get a good party out of it at least though.
So it would be nice. I'd love to go down there. I'd love to go check that out, just to support him, but not on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which is your favorite of the 3 releases, or any of you guys? Like, I don't know, what are your thoughts on the Moonshake? Because people people
I
don't like
listened
my
to-
opinion when I say what I think about the Moonshake, but
None of Moonshake sounds good. Kill Me, Strike Me Down by Lightning, but Moonshakes
It's too
all have
expensive.
like a ton of noise.
That's DKC is kind of what I consider the cutoff of like early Moonshake. At least
Yeah.
in my head. That's like
yeah,
it's pretty much where I stopped collecting it
Wow.
because I just
Okay.
I got out of collecting for a while. But it seems like everything past that's a bit more accessible. So that's actually probably the one I haven't heard. That and Mega Man 2. So I don't know much about like the quality of it, but I
Mhm.
think the art has a charm to it.
the art is amazing.
I also hate the cover. Fucking hate the cover of the
I think
Moonshake
it's
one.
Oh, really?
charming.
I love
think
it.
I think that's the best Moonshake cover out there, though.
I think it's beautiful. I'll tell you the only thing I don't like about it again, and I get it. Booting was probably it's a lot different than it is today, but the audio suffers a little bit. But man, side B is really rough. Like when you get to the end, and then all of a sudden it starts playing like the vintage arcade stuff,
Super
and like
loud.
the
Just, like,
volume
rapid-firing
is
through it,
like
too.
10 times louder
Oh my
than the
god.
other. And
I
and
think
like
it's NES.
Yeah.
oh, is it
DK1
okay?
and DK Junior.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So, and it's like so loud. I'm like, it's like distorted, and I'm like, okay, it's enough for speakers. But
I've never listened to it or even listened to a rip of it. Cause
really,
it's just
So I-
kind of out there. So
Side B is definitely a mess. Like not just the end part, like the whole thing.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think the kind of jumping back to what we were talking about, the new press is nice, to a degree where it kind of fixes a few of those things. But
mhm.
there's just always going to be something special about Moonshake and what Sean's done.
Yeah,
With
I think the
it,
new
I
one
mean,
is soulless. It's flat.
yeah.
Hopefully
2 is the best DKC pressing there is. Just all the 2s, pretty much.
Yeah, well, and two for me is it's so special because I Like some of you guys have been in the community longer than me, and we were talking about how I search for DK stuff, and the DK2 soundtrack was like one thing that, as Frank knows, it's expensive. It's hard to find and pretty rare. And I was actually searching all over the web one night looking for the DKC2 soundtrack, and I was like, "What is that?" And I clicked it, and it was a record.
Oh,
And
you
I
were
was
looking
like-
for the CD
I was looking
version
for the
of
CD,
it?
yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah, I know.
exactly. And I said, "What is this?" And I was like, "That is not real." And so I like started digging into it, and I found all kinds of like pictures of it, and then it linked me back to the main. And so I joined, and I remember just like scrolling through there, like, "Whoa, like what? How is this pressed on vinyl? There's no mention of this in anything I've ever heard. I've never seen this in a magazine. I've never seen this in books. I've never seen this online. Like, what is this? Like, this is weird." And I mean, that's ultimately what got me into the community, was discovering that record, and me being scared to ask people questions. Like, I was so intimidated. I was like, "Oh," and I forget what it's like to be new now, but back then I was like, "Man, okay, obviously this thing is fan made, but like, how do you go about figuring things out?" I don't know. It's a different time, but yeah, that record is what got me here. So
That something, a hobby you cared about so much led into another one. That's
To-
very, very
some-
sweet.
yeah, I don't know. I enjoy this community more than, like, I do a lot in the gaming community, but I didn't really vibe with people. It was really cutthroat. It was really like, you had your really, really close people, but as a community, it is brutal. A lot of
Dude,
backstabbing.
so many
so-
like niche geek groups are so fucking volatile.
They sure are. I'm so
Yeah.
happy to have found this corner of the internet to really
Yeah.
kind of very easily find a place in.
I've
Yeah.
always got that vibe from retro game collector communities.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So DKC2, not just because it's Donkey Kong, but like, I don't know, it's just really important to me and a big part of my, I don't know, kind of my journey here. But yeah, I swear to you, I was like in shock when I saw it. I was like, how, this makes no sense. How is there a record of it? Like, this was the 90s.
Had
Nobody
you
was
been
pressing
collecting vinyl at that point? Or
No. I had
okay, so
Oh,
all
geez.
together.
It changed so
Yeah.
much.
I was like, this is it, So then I think I ended up being like, okay, I'm gonna get into vinyl a little bit, and
A little bit.
yeah, so, like all hobbies, right?
Exactly.
You just fall. But I thought
just a
to myself,
crumb, just a crumb.
was
for
like-
me,
I
please.
remember like one of the couple first vinyl. Like, I'm done after this. It's silly.
it's all I need.
Right. Oh, just another one. Another one popped up.
6 calyx later.
Yep.
But no, and so I was like, I found the community in that, and then I was like, oh, I thought was really cool was, and we're getting off topic, but
Well, that's what we do.
the
Oh,
There is
nice.
no topic. The topic
You
is
know, I
Josh.
what I thought was really cool was, my first like video game music experience, like in general, was Killer Instinct, and it came with the CD, right? Dude, I played the hell out of that CD all the time, and then when I realized it was on vinyl, I was like, you know what? I've got a pretty okay like CD collection, which I come find out later half were bootlegs, but I thought I thought I had a really nice collection of CDs, and so the Killer Instincts was another one I picked up because that one, I don't know, it's my first entry into music and games. So
Do you get the killer cuts or killer scratches?
I do
Sound
have
edge?
it. Yes, yeah, I had to. I love Killer Instinct. I love it. Love music. Just so iconic.
It's a great album. It's so 90s in every possible way.
Oh yeah.
So, real quick, I want to
Yeah.
seg us into a fun little part of our show, but before that, I'd like to bring in someone from our waiting room that might have a question to ask.
Okay.
but I don't know who. I never know who to pick.
I'm not near my computer. I can't see the list.
That's so.
Maybe the
unfair.
magic wheel should decide.
Yeah.
Let's pull in Kimberly. We haven't had her in a while.
Okay, bring in Kimberly.
If she's here, truly.
Hello.
Hey
Kim.
there.
Hi.
Oh.
So we have a guest this week, the banana hoarder, the Josh man himself.
Yeah.
Did you have any questions, or are you just vibing with us this week, or
I
what
think
are we
I'm just
doing?
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Congrats on your Red Dead though.
Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you. That we all have like those records that we're like, okay, eventually I'm gonna get this, and it's gonna hurt, but like I have to have it. Like I love this music. I love it so much, and it is the best feeling when things just kind of fall into place and work out. So thank you.
Yeah.
It's high on my list for so long. It is so nice. I think when I got it, I pulled it out and I listened to it 3 times, like all sides. So
Yeah, that's just
see
one that's
that.
been
Okay.
invading me, so I'm happy to see when people get it. So
well, I
I
hope you
added
get
it on
it.
my Amazon wish list when it was $35,
Oh,
and now every time I look at my wish list, it's like still there, just like
So
sold out,
it's.
and I just regret not pulling the trigger.
I'll tell you what's crazy is if you get onto Rockstar's website, they still have it listed, and it's like $14.99.
Oh my god.
Every time I see that record, I like forget that it's so. I have a hard time believing it goes for so much money. Typically, I'm just
Yeah.
like, that's just a soundtrack. But it's like, oh wait, no, people want fucking. I mean, I guess it's pretty old, huh? That was a pretty early like.
2014. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that was the year. Maybe it's 2012. I don't remember.
It definitely came out before the boon.
Yeah, but it was before.
Let me check.
Before Moonshake, before
I'm looking
I
at the
made
back
it
of the jacket now. It had some dates on it.
What's the earliest Moonshake? 15 or 14?
14.
14.
14. Wow, I've been collecting for a long time.
But yeah.
This clock says 2010, but that's
Oh,
probably
wow.
just when it
No, I think
originally came out, right? The
Yeah,
soundtrack itself.
I think on their website, I think it said 2014.
That seems more reasonable.
Yeah, that's right at the burst.
Yeah.
I know that you're all about Donkey Kong, but I guess
Yeah.
what makes you love that game so much in the soundtrack?
Yeah, so this is so I'll just kind of jump into like why I love Donkey Kong. So let me see where do I want to start. So growing up,
I read.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say before the podcast started, I read your little paragraph about
Yeah, can you pull that up on there?
your
Oh, it was
grandpa.
just-
Oh, I
Yeah.
meant about Red Dead Redemption, but if you want to go into Donkey
Oh.
Kong, that's fine.
Oh, if you want to talk about Red Dead, yeah, Red Dead. Why do I like it so much?
Yeah.
It came out at a really interesting time for me. I was doing like a bunch of different I don't know. It was kind of at the point in my life where there's a lot changing,
Mhm.
and I had moved away for the first time, and I was like living out on my own. And I don't know. I just like all I did was go to work. All I could afford to do was go to work and stay at home and eat frozen pizzas and Pop Tarts and little things like that. And you couldn't afford to go out. I couldn't afford to do anything. It was literally like play my PlayStation and go to work. So I played through Red Dead so many times. I don't know. It just really stuck with me. So I think that's why that one was
Did you get
really
that platinum
important.
trophy?
Oh yeah, and then all the expansion stuff, did all of that, like way too much time. I had one buddy that I played with online. I'm not much for online play, but
But
I
that
had
one.
one buddy we played with a lot. So
I would
Yeah,
say
Talking about vibing, that game you can really just vibe out and just
Oh,
chill
yeah.
and enjoy
there's nothing
doing a
better
It's a
whole
than
new
lot of
one.
nothing.
just riding around on my horse, just hanging out, lasso some people. It doesn't get better. Doesn't get better than that.
I've also brought
Yeah.
up the paragraph you were talking about for Donkey
Oh.
Kong as well.
Yeah, so this is what's in the middle of my exhibit at the National Video Game Museum, but I'll just kind of summarize it. So the reason why Donkey Kong was important is like I grew up in Texas. My grandparents lived up in Minnesota, so I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with them. Spent a lot of time during the summers, like I'd spend my summers up there, maybe winter break. But the one thing that I had in common with like my grandfather was like he was really into games and computers and stuff. He bought me my first Super Nintendo. He got me into gaming. Um, so with him, it was like every time I went up to visit, like we would go to Funko Land or Toys R Us or Walmart,
Yeah,
whatever.
Funko Land.
Yes. So we would go in there and we would, I mean, dude, you know, you're a kid and time is different, but it felt like hours, and it might have been hours, you know, we were in there just looking at games. But him and I, we would like my first or second date, you know, I was up there, we knew I'd be up there 3 weeks or so, and we'd pick out 2 or 3 games and he'd buy them, and we would go back to his place and we would game out, you know. So me and my grandpa would play games, and like the one game that we just played just all the time was Donkey Kong. You know, we played the entire trilogy as it came out, but it was like, you know, I'd go up there, we'd beat it, and we would just go through it, and just it was different, you know. You didn't have the internet, you had to explore on your own. It was just, I don't know. So those are my memories with him, and that's what really got me into DK.
Do
He
you
had passed.
remember? Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You could continue.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, when my grandfather passed away, you know, it was tough, but like a lot of his stuff. So I've got family like all over the country, and my grandmother had like not really thinking about what the games and stuff meant to me, like packed everything up and sent the games off to like a cousin of mine, and then like they were all lost, and you know they love my cousins to death, but they didn't know what those games meant. You know, they were from a younger generation. They were, you know, the PS2 generation. So they had all these Super Nintendo games. And long story short, for one of my birthdays, my uncle had boxed them all up, boxed up my grandpa's Nintendo and mailed it to me. And that's like when I opened that package and I got to see like that game with his Nintendo that, you know, I grew up playing with him, and those things, I don't know, it was just really special. And honestly, that's when I got into collecting. Like that's when I knew like Donkey Kong Special, there's something, you know, about it that I have to preserve this.
Mm-hmm.
And this feeling, you know, this nostalgia. So, and even like,
Yeah.
you know, I've got my grandpa's, I'm looking at him right now, his actual cartridges, it's still got our game saves on there. The batteries are still working.
That rocks.
And
That's awesome.
Anthony had actually sent me a device. I forget what it's called, but I was able to actually back them up onto my computer, the game saves, because I was afraid like they were going to disappear one day. You know, battery dies and it's gone. So he helped me preserve those game saves.
Yo, with
our
Game
mate.
Replay?
Maybe that's what it was. I don't remember.
Something of that effect. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of my story about DK. Sorry, I know that was kind of deep, but
Do
Oh,
you
hell yeah, it's great.
recall?
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Do you recall that summer when you got Donkey Kong? Like, was that a game that he introduced you to, or did you pick it out at Funko Land? Or
I don't remember. I think it was one of those things where like we just knew about it. Like it was Donkey Kong. It was all the hype, you know. So we were like, we had to get this. And I know he had pre-ordered it, and he pre-ordered. So when he bought the games, he normally bought like the game for himself and then for me. So he was like buying doubles of everything.
Yeah.
But because he knew like when I was gonna go home, you know, then I would have my own copy.
you wanted to take it with you?
Yeah. He's like, you're not taking my copy. But but you know, back then gaming were different. You could do pre-orders, and like I've got his T-shirt. So like there's a picture of like my game wall in my game room in the Hoard, and there's a bunch of frames, and all of those are actually T-shirts that I've got framed. But a couple of those are actually his, and they were the pre-orders.
Oh.
T-shirts that came with the games from the pre-orders. Yeah. So really special. It's a good
God, I'm
time.
thinking about buying vintage games now at old Toys R Us and Funkoland. At Toys R Us, you had to get like those
The
pieces of
card, you
paper, those
yes.
tags,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the little slips and bring them up to
I've
the
been.
front desk.
You're gonna think this is crazy. I've been bought some of those slips.
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh my god.
Like, who spends money on that? Like, this is the slip that you use to buy a game. You know?
That was like around the time when you could ask, check the back again.
Yes.
See if it's lost.
Hey,
Right.
collectors get crazy.
It's a different time, yeah.
Did you have familiarity with the original Donkey Kong before
I did
Country
not.
came out, or like
No.
no Donkey Kong Jr. or Math or whatever was on the NES?
No. So the SNES was like, I had seen some video games. Like, my dad had a Commodore 64.
Uh-huh.
And I like goofed around on that with him, and it just, games were like whatever. They weren't like super important, but like I can distinctly remember like my grandfather coming to visit, and like on his shoulder a Super Nintendo. And my mom took a picture. I'll have to share that sometime, but it's like a picture of me playing Super Mario World because that was my first game. But like, I was little, you know. But nope, Super Nintendo for me that was my real intro into gaming. So that's why I've got such a soft spot for it.
Yeah, you don't often see the thing where it's like your dad and you don't really have that much a relationship with gaming, but then your grandparent is so obsessed with it, he gets you everything.
I laugh all the time and so I like, was my grandmother. She's still around. I talked to her today. I called her. I was like, hey, I just bought tickets. I'm gonna come see you soon. But she laughs. She sees my collection and she laughs, and she always tells me, like, she's like, your grandpa would love this. I was like, would he love it, or would he think this is absolutely ridiculous? But we laugh. We laugh a lot about it, so it's good.
Well, thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's cool seeing your collection, especially as a fellow like retro game collector. It's really amazing to see.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could commit to one franchise, but I'm a huge slut.
That's me and Harvest Moon. So.
It's hard. I used to buy like, when I got into game collecting, it was I was like trying to buy everything, and then I realized I was like, no, like, if you're gonna do this, I wanted to have like a narrowed focus, and I think that was the important thing for me, because I was buying like a lot of Sega stuff at one point, and I was like, dude, you didn't even grow up with a Sega. Like, what are you doing?
It's
Gotta have them all.
Yeah.
Gotta have it all.
Yeah. So I stopped that real quick, and I was like, all right, you're gonna focus on employee merch for Nintendo and Donkey Kong. Like, that is it. So.
That's funny. When I sold weed in high school, I would let people give me video games, and I would give them weed. And so if they didn't have money, they could give me old carts, and like amassed a huge collection.
Awesome.
What a way to go about it.
It's hilarious.
Well, thank you, Kim.
Thank you for having me on.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to take us to our next segment. I don't know, Frank, are you ready for what we're doing?
I don't know if I
Probably.
trust Frank.
You
Probably
shouldn't.
not, but
I don't.
go for it.
All right. So, let me. And we are now at Frank's save point, and Frank will be quizzing Josh on Donkey Kong.
Oh, no. I know. Okay, and I'll just be truthful. My phone is like across the room, so I'm not going to try to cheat. So I'll just be straight up if I
Okay.
don't know it. Frank
I'll play
probably has a
two.
deeper
I'll play
dive.
two, so Josh can do better than me because I'm gonna fail
Maybe.
every question.
Oh, you set up a score thing and everything?
I did, because you
That's-
said
Oh
there's
my
bonus
goodness.
points.
There are
Look at
bonus
that.
points.
Frank save point. This is cute. All right.
This is actually really funny.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
All right, I'm
You
gonna
might as
bring
well
up-
fire away. I might not know your answers.
So,
It's-
chat, feel free to try to answer these in the chat, and let's just have a good time. Question number 1.
Josh.
All
can't
right,
read the
who's
chat, but-
hotter, Cranky or Lanky?
Frankie.
Trick question. It was funky.
All right. First question.
What?
Donkey Kong Country soundtrack was mainly composed by David Wise and Evelyn Fisher, but can you name its third credited composer? And for 2 bonus points, can you tell me which song they composed and what game it was originally for?
Oh my god. What kind of question is this?
A
No.
longer one.
It's the longest one, I think.
I think it's
I
the
don't-
longest one.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
I have no clue.
I really can't.
I knew the first answer, but I would not have gotten the bonus question.
Wow,
so-
what a
bonus
DK
point for
fan
that.
you
My-
are.
My copies of the soundtrack are in the museum. I can't even cheat. So
So it's Robin Beanland. He composed.
Oh, Robin.
He composed one song. It's Funky's Fugue, and it was
Okay.
originally intended for Killer Instinct.
really,
Wow, can you hum
look
it
at
for us?
that.
I was gonna say your segue into Killer Instinct earlier wasn't too off topic, but I didn't want to spoil any questions.
No, that's good. That was a good question.
And the next
Yeah.
one's easier though.
all right.
Much
Okay.
easier. Much easier.
You say that. I'm not going to know it either. So
What is the bird's name? No.
I think my stream is behind, so I don't know.
Oh,
if,
right. Well, I changed
just-
it. I'll tell
Okay.
you when I change it then.
So, in the Donkey Kong Country trilogy, the Kongs utilize 12 different animal buddies. Can you name 5 of them?
5 of them. So you put me on the spot. So
All right, I'll let you go first.
Espresso is probably my favorite.
Okay.
Sorry, what is that one's name?
Espresso.
Yep, he's probably my favorite. Or Engarde or Engard. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Then what?
I was
Winky?
just not sure if you were saying espresso or espresso. Because it's the opposite of what people normally get corrected for.
Oh yeah, it is Espresso.
Espresso. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yep.
to know the names?
Yes.
We can.
I'm out. I only know
Who
the
said?
animal.
Who said cummy? That's not right.
You're not even spelling cummies right, first of all.
Hold on.
Who me?
I did say the rhino's name earlier in the podcast.
What's his name? Oh, I thought you.
Yeah,
were...
There's rhino, frog, spider, ostrich, and swordfish. Boom.
Perfect.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
We,
do we
we
give that
gave
to
you the animals, but do you know the names? Because
I'll give that.
It's Rampy, Unguard, Winky, Espresso, Squawks, Rattly, Squitter, Clapper, Glimmer, Quawks, Ellie, and Parry are all of the
Which one is
animals.
Winky?
Winky's the frog.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my favorite one.
He's the frog.
Now, Josh, you're
got
definitely
it.
getting the next one.
I've got a shirt with that frog on there.
All right. Question 3.
You better get this one.
What is the
In
question?
Donkey Kong Country Exposed, what is the password to get inside the treehouse?
Am I allowed to say?
Rock hard, glistening abs.
Wrong.
Damn.
You know what's funny is I've watched this like 400 times and it's on loop right now at the museum. Oh my god, what was it? Is it like Diddy or was it?
Yeah, it's Diddy. You
was
got it.
It was Diddy. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Because as I remember, he's like the password Diddy, and then like go through the doorway. To be honest, that's who I wanted to be when I grew up.
That
That
guy.
guy's voice, yeah.
I did watch that video like last week, and I was like, I have kind of long hair like Josh.
it's like who I wanted to be when I grew up. And look at me now. Like,
Working on
I
it.
couldn't believe that night you sent me a video, like another video featuring that guy that was like made for stores that sold Nintendo
Yes.
products, and he was
Where
the
he's wearing-
presenter.
So I own the vest. So he's wearing the vest. He's got the folder. I've got the folders. Yeah, the
Oh my God.
merchandisers video. Yeah, it's interesting.
I
Imitating
thought it was
Bullock.
crazy they brought that guy back for another video. They loved him so much.
What a great guy. See, that could have been me if I was just born like 20 years earlier.
We need the cosplay photo of it.
If
We
they
do.
if Nintendo needs a promo video for their next Donkey Kong game,
Please put my name in
Hit
the
them up.
hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get the podcast numbers up so we can talk to Nintendo, make this happen.
The next question might be a tougher one.
All right. Question.
Shoot.
Question 4.
So, in Donkey Kong Country 2, can you name all 3 characters that start off in Cranky Kong's Hall of Heroes? For 2 bonus points, which
Okay.
2 characters are implied to be no-hopers?
Well, I know Sonic's. Well, I'm trying to think. I know Sonic's shoes are in there, and there's an Earthworm Jim reference. I
Oh,
thought.
okay, so you get the 2
Elder.
bonus
Bonus
points.
points.
The off the bat.
Oh, okay. And then I know, like, I thought there was Yoshi or Mario, and then Link.
Okay, yeah,
But-
you got it. You got all of it.
Oh,
Oh, did I get it all?
I
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know
lots
any
of
of that.
points. All right. Damn.
Nice, nice. Okay, question 5.
So that should be. Okay. Sorry, the score updated.
Yep.
True or false, the main antagonist of the Donkey Kong series is named
Croc.
King Croc.
I'm sorry. Like 6 people know what this is. This is a reference.
Frank told me about it right before I put this up.
I don't even want to get into
we
it, but
shouldn't.
I don't know if it's true or false at this point because it's kind of true based off of somebody who said it, but it's also false based off of true lore. So I'm gonna go with false. But it did
would
happen.
It would be false.
It did happen, and somebody said King Frog. So
Somebody.
Somebody.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it on here. I don't want to ruin.
We
You lose
can't.
all your
We're
viewers.
not allowed.
Okay. Question 6. There are 3 Donkey Kong titles that were released on the Nintendo Wii. Can you name all 3?
Okay, so Donkey Kong Country Returns. You've got
Yeah.
Jungle Beat.
No.
What,
No,
no.
it's GameCube.
Oh, it is GameCube. Wait, what system again? Let me read it.
Okay, no, you're right. You're right, Josh. Jungle Beat is on Wii because they did the new play controls. So that does
the
count
new
as
play controls.
Okay.
I thought that was there. Yeah.
Okay, so you
and
got
then
2.
Was
The
Barrel
other one.
Blast?
Yes. Okay, so that's all 3. I was gonna say the third one we mentioned earlier before the show.
I don't
Barrel
remember
Blast?
now. No, it said Barrel Blast.
Yeah. So you got all 3.
Okay. But there was one more.
Barrel Blast is very suggestive art. Don't Google it.
It is crossbow training.
So the next question I ripped off right from the game itself. This is one of the questions that Swanky asks you in the game.
Oh,
In Donkey
wow.
Kong Country 2, what is the name?
What is the name of the big muscle-bound
Hold on.
crocodile who guards the toll bridge?
He knew
Hold
that before you said it.
Yeah, for sure. See,
You know how you remember because
Yeah.
he's got like that big club in his hand.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
just good character
also like
design.
who the fuck's name is Claggy? Yo, Claggy, get back to work.
Classic Claggy. Oh, and Klunga. Can't forget Klunga.
I can believe Klunga in some.
That's a pretty
Awful
good question,
universe.
though. I guarantee if I hadn't answered right away, somebody would have gotten that wrong. One of you guys.
Claggy!
Probably.
All right. In what year did the original
Ooh.
Donkey Kong release in arcades?
Is it 82?
84.
Very close.
81?
Yeah,
Okay.
Does that
Yeah.
count?
I'll count it.
All right.
Thank you. Yep, it is 1981. I'm looking at my Coleco here. Yep.
Okay.
That's close. That's
Question 9.
9. In the Donkey Kong Country computer animated TV series, a new character was created for the show, Bluster Kong. What is Bluster Kong's infamous alter ego?
See, here's the truth. Here's
no.
the truth about something.
Uh-oh.
Don't do this.
I hate. As a kid, okay, I should say, as a kid, when this came out, I was just appalled, and I was like, "No, what did y'all do?"
Even as a kid, you're like,
Um,
this sucks.
I've gone back now and I've rewatched it. I don't know the answer to your question. I couldn't
It's-
tell you.
I was the same way when I was a kid. I was appalled
Yeah.
by the show and offended by it. But
I was a
now, enjoying it ironically is so much fun now.
It
That's,
Yeah,
sure is.
that's so funny to hear because
Do you ever go back and listen to the songs? Because they're good.
Yeah,
they're
Like
fire.
the other week.
Every episode has like 3 songs, and like usually at least one of them is great.
Shower you coconut cream pies.
The
That
answer
sounds
is
very suggestive.
Well, it's true.
What were you gonna say, real quick, Aramis?
Oh, I was just gonna say I was absolutely enthralled by that show when I was a little kid. I was like, I feel like I would hit the lottery every time I'd turn the TV on and it'd be
Donkey
there. I'd
Kong.
be like, yeah,
What's-
I'd
what's
just
our- what's
be
the-
so enthusiastic.
What's our gap in age here? No, that's gonna be the difference.
94.
Let's see, 87. So
88.
88.
Yeah, me and Frank are days apart.
Yep.
oh, that's cute. I'm the old man here. Huh?
87 as
I'm
well.
93.
Okay.
But I remember like renting
I was playing-
tapes of this series at like the rental stores.
Yes.
Just because like anything video game related was like, oh my god, what they made
Right.
like a cartoon? What? Gotta see this.
The greatest. Well, this is super off topic. Go ahead. Go to your next question.
Go to question 10.
Even though no one cares, the answer is Leo Luster.
We didn't even
he's
answer. it. I was
Lusty
like,
Kong. Oh. Was he
I
like
get
the perverted like character that always got the bloody noses? Lusty Kong.
Might as well have been, huh?
He was always going after candy.
Who wouldn't?
Uh,
But honestly, Barrel Blast version of Tiny Kong,
No.
where they aged her 10 years.
Is this
Alright.
question 10?
yeah. What is the full title of the sequel to Donkey Kong Country?
It's Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Kong Quest,
Okay, good.
not Diddy Kong's Quest, as most people say.
I didn't.
Oh, I totally thought it was Diddy Kong's quest.
I didn't think it would trick you, but I had to throw it in.
Hey, baby.
What is a
Yeah.
Kong quest?
Um,
Is
Is that
it
like
the
a
Play on
like
Conquest.
a pun on Conquest?
yeah.
Yes.
All right.
And those are all my questions, but there are.
Fucking Nintendo.
bonus host questions.
I thought of a really dumb question
You did.
before the show. There's actually one level that turns from day to night in the first game. Do you know what level it is?
Oh, the name of it?
Or
I know
any,
it's-
just like you could say the number.
That's it, number 2? Level 2? But I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
You're wrong.
Is it, which level is
No Donkey Kong fan you are.
it? Damn it.
No, it's the very first level actually, right when you get to the end of the cave.
Oh, right when is it? Okay, it is the first level then. Okay.
Yeah, it goes nighttime. There's like a bunch of levels that do like weather, but that leg's the only one that did like time.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Look at you guys.
I googled Donkey Kong Country trivia questions.
Oh, which level on the game map can you skip half the game on if you repeatedly mash the B button?
I
Does
know.
anybody know about that, Skip?
I think it's that one on like the.
I see you wiggling the 10. It's exactly right where you're pointing. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's in the first world on the second area, right?
Yep. Exactly.
It's like right before the first boss.
Exactly. Yeah, right before you go to the second screen to go
That
to the first boss.
that warps you to the other jungle stage in the forest
Like,
area.
right in the middle of the stage. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. If I didn't watch speedruns, I wouldn't know that.
So we
Well,
have
that's
one
all-
more question,
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
from Alex.
I had a trivia question.
I thought this was a good one.
Waiting for it to pop. Oh,
Oh, let me read it.
okay. So Donkey Kong Country is the third best-selling Super Nintendo game of all time, and My question is, what are the first two? What do you think are the first two?
I'm gonna go with Super Mario. Well, Super Mario World was a pack-in game, so I don't know if you mean.
They still count those as sales. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Super Mario World.
And that's there's another fun fact. The first 5 best-selling games on Super Nintendo were all they were all at one point pack-in titles.
Okay, got it.
Interesting.
Well, and then I was curious if you were gonna say like the Super Mario, what was it, All Stars and World pack? But I guess that's just Mario. So Super Mario World, Lord, it's got to be Donkey Kong Country, and I don't think Link to the Past was that high.
No, that's one of the later games that came out on the
Yeah.
system.
Oh, I think. So are you asking what is the top selling one then?
The top 2. I mean, it's no surprise that Mario World is
Pilot
top
Wings.
1.
I thought was one of the originals that dropped with the console, but I don't know if it would be a top selling one. Maybe it was. I don't remember.
Well,
I think you basically said it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were on the right track.
It was Super Mario World with pack-in title, and then Super Mario All Stars.
Okay.
Counted as number 2, which
Oh.
it makes sense when you think about it. But yeah, if you don't, if you think about items as being sold individually, I don't even know if I don't know even remember if you could buy Super Mario All Stars as a standalone title.
Oh yeah, no, you could.
You could, yeah. Yes. Just
I
like you could buy Super Mario World as a standalone, but that's why the actual box for it is so rare, because you bought it in the pack,
Mhm.
it didn't come with the actual box.
Yeah.
But when you bought it on the shelf, it did, but those numbers are so low. Like,
Mhm.
it's a rarity now.
Dude, I love Super Mario World. I lost my original Super Nintendo in a flood, and I cleaned it out.
I lost my virginity to Super Mario World.
I lost my virginity to Super Mario.
Hey, that was
World.
my first game, so maybe
Yoshi music
Yeah.
or no Yoshi music?
And Yoshi
Full
version on each level, definitely.
After I cleaned the Super Nintendo, it just didn't work, and I tested it with the Super Mario World. And then later I was on mushrooms, and I must have left the Super Nintendo on, and then all of a sudden it just that click sound in that game, clink, dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun,
You tripped
and I was
out,
like,
didn't
what
you?
the fuck, it works. It was the greatest moment of all time. Fucking Super Mario World.
So
But it's such a good game. I used to I don't know. I used to try to play that game off. This sounds stupid, but I used to shut my eyes and play through. I could do the first 2 levels, back in the day, just off of memory. I don't know. It was.
Oh, that is a speedrun category now. There's people
Oh,
doing
really?
blindfold everything. I've not seen a Super Mario blindfold run, but I've seen
64.
Oh yeah, 64. There was a blindfold run, and I seen a lot of Mike Tyson's Punch Outs and Super Punch
Yeah.
Out
Oh, that's
blindfold
cool.
runs, and they're
Old Toads.
really wild.
Symphony of the Night. I've seen.
That sounds crazy,
That
unless it's
does.
a sound game.
yeah. You have to use audio cues a whole lot, and then
Yeah.
they do things where they center the character, and then figure out how many steps to go in one direction or something like that. It seems even more wild if you're playing a 3D game to do that.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
They
I would just
usually
hold.
do one during every what do you call it? GDQ event. There's probably one coming up soon, right?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, probably.
What do you guys think Donkey Kong Country made by From Software would be like?
Probably a lot like DK64. Probably the same game.
Hot take: that is the worst Donkey Kong game made.
Whoa.
64?
The entire N64 is a disaster, in my opinion. but-
Whoa.
The console
Here
as
we
a
go.
whole.
It's getting
Whoa.
controversial now.
You're not wrong, but whoa.
No, I love the game, but to be honest, you're gonna hate me and kick me off the show. I've never beat Donkey Kong 64. I do not like that game.
It's
I've
a-
never
Oh my
It's a
100%
lot
that
to
game.
deal with, isn't it?
Strip this man of his collection.
That's the only.
Turn in your badge and Donkey Gun barrel
I'm sitting
gun,
here
please.
looking. I'm sitting here looking at the complete in box like console set with the game and the controller and the banana. I'm like, nope, I don't even
Banana
wanna put you in.
controller?
Yeah, I don't even want to play
Oh
you.
my god.
Controller's so cool.
They hit
I
it.
love that controller.
They hit it out of the park with Banjo Kazooie, and then DK64. They just went too far. Like they just.
Yeah, and I don't know. It just
It's
didn't feel
huge.
the
It's a
same.
huge fucking game.
That's
Yeah.
the only one I've played and beat, and of like any Donkey Kong game, and I have a huge soft spot in my heart for it. But I didn't know it was so loathed, even by the dearest of collectors and fans.
But I think it also depends on like if that was your introduction to the series or not. Like coming from 2D with like the side scrolling and I don't know, it was just and then jumping into that. I don't know. It was hard for my brain to process. Like, oh, it's 3D. What is going on?
I think the
So-
first stage in 64 it makes the game seem very promising, but then
It
it's
does.
just like I don't know. I don't know what happens after that.
I thought it was such a cool concept with Diddy and his jetpack, and I don't know. It just didn't handle well.
There's
It was
a
just-
lot of good ideas. Just
I think if they redid it and did it in like an atmosphere like Mario Odyssey nowadays, they could really work well. I think something like that would be really cool.
mm,
But
Like Donkey Kong Galaxy.
yeah,
They have
This-
those
That was
fan mods that make it more tolerable.
yeah. The gym.
That
I'd
was
really
a
like to
that
see
was
Donkey
something
in
like that.
space.
apes
They
in
get like
space.
colonized and they send Donkey into space.
This is a question I had.
Yeah.
So, like Donkey Kong Country itself is almost 30 years old, and so like the premise, like when Rare got the license, they were like, Cranky Kong is the old Donkey Kong. This is Donkey Kong for a new generation. We got a backwards cap, a smaller little ape, and he's with it. He's dated now. His whole personality is very dated. What do you
Cranky
think?
Kong?
No, like Diddy Kong, and like
I was about to see like what is Cranky Kong like a Republican like
oh no, I was gonna say if the Donkey Kong game, got older and they decided to redevelop it for a new generation, what do you think would be the result of something like that?
So
What
a new
is the
Donkey
modern
Kong, like
day take of a Diddy Kong?
Ooh, a
Because
Diddy.
Diddy Kong was very emblematic of mid '90s culture.
Oh,
See,
so
and-
like would Diddy Kong be like a fucking TikTok kid?
Would Diddy Kong be a game streamer? Yeah.
yeah, I'm afraid. He'd probably be selling like banana bath water and stuff.
He would probably he would probably have a podcast if we're being honest.
That's true.
He'd probably just.
Would you buy banana bathwater though?
I've
Yeah,
actually
that
got
sounds-
some for
smells
sale.
great.
I was gonna drop my link.
Please
in
do.
The, chat
Yeah,
here
yeah,
afterwards.
please pump it.
All proceeds go to new records for me. So.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If they came out with an official Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT
Oh my
Donkey
God.
Kong,
Would I buy
Would you try
This
to
is
buy
a great question.
No, I don't. I'm not really. I don't support that at all. It wasn't my thing, so no, I wouldn't buy into it. I'd be
All right.
perfectly okay with letting someone else waste their money and
You get-
resources on that.
You get all the points that you didn't get in the quiz now.
Full
Now, if I made it and somebody wanted to buy it, sure, but no, I'm not into the NFT thing. It's for some people, it's not for others, and it's not my thing. So
Bored Kongs. That's a good name for it.
score, win. What does it say?
Good job.
Never beat. Did I
Someone
do
asked,
okay?
what if they have a DK theme park? What kind of rides would you want? They should
So
have
you
like
know
a
that-
really
you
fucking
know-
dangerous rail car ride.
That,
Like,
they
you
have
just,
to
Yeah,
like,
do-
die
because the
off.
one thing Nintendo wants is fatalities at a theme park.
Hey, my theme park would be that way, but you know the Nintendo's doing like they have the Nintendo World now,
DJ
like the
K
theme park,
in chat was just
and there's gonna be
asking
like
that.
a DK area. But in regards, what kind of rides? There would have to be a minecart ride. Like there would have to.
Have to.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else like that could be a ride
Mhm.
unless you were like
I'm
on
looking
a
at
swordfish.
Donkey Kong Country 3 calendar right now, and it's like there could be like a whitewater rafting type ride.
That's
Or in
true.
a barrel.
It could be it could be like a barrel or even like the like in a big inner tube type
Shoot
thing.
you out of a barrel.
You could do like a haunted house with like that whole mechanic where it's like red light, green light, and the monsters move when it's red light
That's true.
or green light. That would be like really cool to try to like run through that.
But I think definitely like it would have to be a minecart. It would have to be something fast, and it would have to have spots where like you go one direction and you look like you're gonna fall off, and then it stops, and it would like pull you back and then take you a different route. Just like
It's just like
You
getting
ha- you-
terrible
you have to-
whiplash.
You have to somehow jump with the minecart. Like you have to pull it up.
yeah, you got like your little bar you got to pull up or something.
I would
Be
love that
like-
shit.
There could be some AR aspect, like do you all remember in Nick Arcade when they got to the final stage and they got to go in the video game and collect the coins? You could collect bananas on the Minecraft ride or minecart ride. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
And every kid looked like they knew exactly what they were doing too.
Right.
Yeah.
They had that planned out.
Do 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 do.
Some kind of shooting ride would be cool, like the Buzz Lightyear shooting ride, where you have like a barrel
Like
blaster.
you shoot your coconut gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Mhm.
Peanuts in Diddy's case.
Peanuts.
I mean, that could be a fun arcade game, like the Luigi's Mansion arcade game. They could do
Is
a
it
Donkey
first
Kong
person?
where yeah, it's first person, and you have the poltergust, and you just go around sucking up ghosts and collecting coins.
You
Inside.
could have done
have
it like Link's
coconut gun.
Crossroad training, but
Mhm.
Donkey Kong's banana blasting.
Bonanza.
Nintendo, we need this.
And
I-
Nintendo doesn't give a fuck. They literally just
No.
remake the same game over
They're-
and over again.
they're listening. They're listening
didn't
right
even-
now.
Yeah.
They didn't even celebrate Donkey Kong's anniversary. They were just like, "Oh my god, it's Zelda's anniversary. Oh my god, it's Mario's anniversary. Who's
tweet.
that guy?"
If
To
that.
be fair, they didn't do much for those either.
They did more than they did for this guy.
True.
They fucking blow my mind. The Nintendo of America president's last name is fucking
Bowser.
Bowser, and there's no like funny Bowser promos of him being like a bad guy.
Is that his actual name, or did he change it? Does
No,
anyone know?
I think it's his actual name.
That's
It's
beautiful.
his
Fuck
act-
Bowser.
oh yeah.
How, you could be.
You
The promotions are fucking endless, Nintendo. Like, what
Right,
are
but
you
sell.
fucking doing?
And then
Yeah.
like
We got the Reginator, we got Fizamac, like let's go
I was
Bowser.
gonna say Reggie would have done it. He would have been all about it.
that guy.
There's so many
Nintendo's-
Bowser kids.
That would be like me, like just quitting my job and opening a Ford dealership. It's bound to happen.
Literally. Your
Maybe.
commercials would be like, buy my Ford. It's me, Josh Tyler Ford.
Best Ford's my Ford. All you need.
I was
That
born
guy-
in 19 F-150, baby.
Yeehaw.
That hacker they recently sued is also named Bowser.
Really?
Yeah, that Canadian hacker
Oh, yeah.
guy that Nintendo is suing. His name's
I didn't
Gary
know that.
Bowser.
Didn't keep up with that.
I never met someone named Bowser in my real life, so it's just so hard to believe that.
It really is.
Fucking wild, man. Nintendo America, step your shit up.
Please.
If you're listening to our 21 viewer podcast.
They are.
24.
Have
Allegedly.
you ever had anyone from Nintendo speak to you about your Donkey Kong collection in the museum?
No, actually. I
So
have.
disappointing to hear.
Like, no.
Yeah. So when this is kind of weird. So when I set up, the museum reached out to me. It's funny because I'm actually local to the museum. I used to go to the museum all the time, and it just so happened like they were looking for an exhibit, and somebody had mentioned my collection, and then I post in I used to post a lot more, but they had come across it, and I was like, yeah, I'm actually like 20 minutes from you guys. And so they're like, okay, let's set something up, and we did that. But no, like no one from Nintendo's ever said anything. I reached out to, I don't really like reaching out to people. I get nervous. So, but I reached out to Kevin Bayless, if you know who that is. He's like the artist behind DKC. Because I picked up, there was a Donkey Kong team jacket. There's a denim jacket that I was after for a long time. And I heard there's like 10 or 15 of them. And I ended up getting one. Finally got it. Got it shipped over from the UK. And I got it, and there was initials inside. It was KB. So I was like,
Oh, nice.
it's gotta be Kevin's. So I reached out to him on Twitter and didn't hear anything for a while. And then one day he hit me up. He's like, oh yeah, that is my old jacket. He's like, I think I gave it to an ex. And then, but no, that's really the closest thing. I actually haven't gotten to meet any of those guys either. I really want to, but it just never works out where I can get off work or any of that. So nope, I don't even know if they know I exist.
They will after this show.
That's right.
Yeah.
After tonight,
When I'm
everyone's
president
gonna
of
be
Nintendo America, you'll be vice president.
tweet
So long.
tweet at
So long,
Nintendo.
Gabe Bowser.
Josh Tyler
At
4
Nintendo.
takeover. Hashtag Nintendo.
It's so easy to make so much money at Nintendo. Finally do Mother 3, bring out Nintendo Power again, and then cool physical rewards in a Club Nintendo. Boom, you'll be the most loved company in all of America.
I think they're doing pretty well.
Oh
Yeah, that's
Chad
why they don't
is-
care at all.
Chad
Because
City,
they're
David
assholes
Wise
like me will
listens.
just buy everything they put out.
So, yeah, maybe we'll see after tonight's show. Big
Maybe.
changes.
Except Fire Emblem Warriors. Did anybody pick that up?
Is that out?
Or it comes out in like the next week?
soon. I don't know.
Is that one of those hack and slash ones?
It's like Dynasty Warriors with Fire Emblem.
Fuck yeah.
You had brought up.
I like the other
Sorry?
ones.
I was gonna say you had brought up bring back Nintendo Power.
Yeah.
But I was just featured in a magazine, Nintendo Fresh.
Did you were featured in it?
Yeah, I've got an article, a little write up in it. It was a UK magazine. Nate actually, I believe it was Nate. He like sent me a link when he's like, "Yo, check this out." And I like, it's like a Nintendo magazine. They do like a couple issues a year, and then they had like so I paid for it or whatever. I was gonna say GoFundMe. It's not a GoFundMe. I forget how they funded it. But
Patreon.
it doesn't. Yeah. So we did that, and then they had like you could write in if you wanted to like tell them about yourself kind of thing. And I did, and then they loved what I wrote. I basically just told the story about my grandfather. Yeah, and it got published in the magazine. So if you're into Nintendo magazines, it's really nice.
Is it
Definitely.
it's a physical magazine?
Yeah. Yep, it's a physical magazine. They do digital ones as well. It's NINTY Fresh. Ninty Fresh.
It
So you
must
can
be the
check it
one
out.
with Donkey Kong on the cover that you're referring to.
Yes, yep, I've got a little article in there. I shouldn't say an article, but I think it's on page 8 or 9.
Aramis has linked that in our chat on Twitch.
But yeah, that just came out last month. I didn't even know that they were gonna pick me to do that, but it was pretty cool. But yeah, if you're into magazines and like gaming stuff, this one just happened to be a Donkey Kong issue, but they do all kinds of Nintendo stuff. It's kind of nice actually having like a physical. I don't know. There's just something about flipping through pages that just
Do they
makes it
have,
so much more special.
do
I
they
mean,
have
you're talking to a
comics?
physical audio collector community, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, we definitely understand.
You know, I actually had
Tactile.
a guy in this community show me his digital collection one time. He's like, "Hey man, I've got a really big digital collection. You want to see it?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You want to see the my collection?" I was like, "Sure." And it was just files.
It's just a folder.
Like just
folder that
ROMs?
says Donkey Kong in
I
brackets
read it.
all.
I mean, it was literally every soundtrack you can think of, but I was like, I don't know if I would call this a collection, but sure, it's a collection.
It's something.
It's interesting.
By definition.
It is something.
It's-
Just
Does
a bunch
this,
of zeros and ones.
Does this
on
Ninty
magnetic
Fresh
disc.
have comics like Nintendo Power did?
Does it have have what?
Comics?
Oh, comics? No, I don't think. I don't remember seeing any. I actually only have this Donkey Kong one. I ordered the earlier issues. I haven't gotten them in yet. It took forever. I don't believe there was one. They do have a little write ups from like the people who wrote the magazine, some little things about themselves or what they think. But yeah, it's similar. It's a little different, but like I said, it's kind of cool just to have something physical again instead of just swiping on your phone.
Soon there'll be no like paper media. It'll all be digital, which sucks.
Yeah, things get lost. I've got
Killing the paper media.
people.
USPS is next. That's gone. There will be no physical mail anymore.
Don't say that, because how are you gonna get your records?
It'll be all private companies.
You gotta go get it yourself.
Curbside.
Yes. What were we googling right before the show? I'm
Blue
seeing this
bananas.
before that.
I
Tiny
ended up
Kong.
googling Tiny Kong and totally regretted it.
Yeah, that's it. I was thinking. I saw that. Want to see my digital collection, and I kept thinking. I was like, someone's got a collection, a digital collection like that.
Yeah, it's out there.
It's got.
Do you have any like Donkey Kong costumes from the 90s? Like the really, really shitty plastic face ones?
Those I don't have now. I don't.
I've never
I've seen
a
them.
good one.
I wasn't into it. I was like, no, that's not for me. It's probably haunted.
There were some cool Mario costumes, like latex mask ones that I've seen.
See, I grew up and like my mom made me all my costumes like growing up for like Halloween and stuff. So I was Mario a couple of times. Like she ran the wire through my cape to make it like come out and stuff like that. But
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome. I'm just brown, so my mom slapped the vest on me and I was Aladdin.
Jesus Christ.
did you
I was
not?
Aladdin like 3 years in a row.
Well,
It works. It works.
it works.
All right. Let me see what I got. I got a big question that I just saw on my list.
Okay.
How good are you at Donkey Konga?
Donkey Konga.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny story. So I'm actually not good at it, but here's why.
Oh.
So I am a percussionist. Nobody really knows this. I've played drums for like 20 years. I'm really good at Guitar Hero guitar, but I could not do the drums on Guitar Hero, and I cannot do the drums on Donkey Konga. It is not the same as real life.
Yeah.
And even though I just can't do it. Like I can do it like on easy, but no, I can't. It like for some reason it just doesn't make sense to me
Mhm.
because it's not like the proper notes. If that makes sense.
It
Not the proper
does. It's like
And
it's
I-
something different, but not what you want it to actually
It's not
be.
correct.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, because I hear what the beat should be, but then I'm looking, you're having me doing something different. And, like, my brain cannot do that.
You want me to clap.
But what's funny but like with like Guitar Hero, for instance, like all I ever wanted to do is play guitar, dude. I can't play guitar to save my life, but I was super good at Guitar Hero. But yeah, the same thing like with the drums on that, I couldn't play them. So I am not good at Donkey Konga.
There was
There were
a
definitely. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say there was an interview that came out recently with Reggie because he's been doing all kinds of interviews lately, where he says he absolutely hates Donkey Konga.
Yeah, I saw
Oh, really?
that. Yeah.
I fucking love Reggie.
He didn't think it
Reggie,
would
come
work.
back.
Now I do think Donkey Konga has a really good soundtrack. If you check it out.
I mean, maybe.
I like that a lot of people play hard ass games with the Konga controllers.
The
That's
Japanese,
the best thing to come out of it.
At the very least, we have the controller.
Mario
beautiful.
Pinball you could play with the bongos perfectly. That's the perfect game for them.
Oh, you're probably right.
But I was gonna say the Japanese versions of Donkey Konga have much better songs.
Yeah,
You play
I
like
have
the
seen
the
that.
Dragon Ball theme and stuff.
Badass.
I'm sitting here looking at my Jungle Beat right now.
That was a fun game. Very different game, but very fun.
Yeah,
Is there a
Yeah,
Donkey Kong, a new one on the horizon? The last one was what, like a remake of the Wii U one?
yeah. So Tropical Freeze was the last, and they haven't said anything. Our Donkey Kong community is like just
Sorry.
dying for anything, just throwing bananas, throwing everything. But yeah, there's nothing. Nothing's been teased. Nothing. I think that they're really focused right on. Obviously, it's going to be new Breath of the Wild. They're focused on Mario, and then Metroid. Because I think Prime 4 is on its way. So I'm sure that Prime, the other ones are getting remastered. So
In the spirit of the 2020s, do you want a gigantic open world Breath of the Wild style Donkey Kong game?
over like a 2D,
Sure, yeah.
if I could have both, that would be ideal. If I had to take my pick though, I just love the 2D style. I like the I'm gonna call it like 2.5, where like you have like the foreground and the background that you can go
Right.
between. I love that. To me, I think that was the perfect Donkey Kong style. But again, for me, I relate it all back to the original for Super Nintendo, the Country series. So I feel like that's what it needs to do. I do think, like I said earlier, though, if they went back and made it like Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild, it would be good. I don't know how it would fit so well. I don't know. Would you
Telling
level
you,
him
man,
up? Would he
Donkey
get
Kong
stronger?
Galaxy,
Would he-
baby.
So I don't know.
Are there any Donkey Kong games with RPG elements? Or like
Mm,
strongly RPG?
We want
leaning?
Donkey
Not-
Kong RPG.
I mean, you have a
No leveling system.
Yeah, I didn't
no,
I could think of.
not really. I mean,
You
other
fight
than just the
Donkey
little
Kong
collectibles, but not
in
really.
Super
Wait, there was a
Mario
Donkey
RPG.
Kong on PlayStation
Yeah.
called like Donkey Kong Payback. Did anybody play Donkey Kong Payback?
I've never heard of that.
Wait, what'd you just
Mel
say?
Gibson did it.
Are you lying to me?
Did you say Donkey Kong on PlayStation?
Yeah,
Or
Donkey
who
Kong Payback.
are you?
What?
Is this a bit? Are we running a
What
bit
is
right
this
now?
bit?
We're all confused. I've never heard of this.
Is this Donkey
this a
Kong
bootleg?
Frozen 8?
What?
What?
What is happening?
I don't
Who
know.
are you?
No, wait. What is this Donkey Kong? you're talking-
Explanation.
You can't let this go. What
We'll
are
let-
you talking about?
We'll leave the fans wondering. I think is the best.
Donkey Kong on
option here.
PlayStation. I'm sitting here looking at my PlayStation collection. Like, are you talking about Crash Bandicoot?
No, I thought like adding Payback to it would just like make it a satire, but then I guess like there could have been a Donkey Kong Payback, so it would have blew up in my face.
I think you're thinking of Ape Escape. Right?
Oh.
It's like a Mad Max version of Donkey Kong.
What's happening?
Well,
What is?
yeah.
What is this?
We don't even
Donkey-
know what to say.
I don't either.
We're all just,
What-
I just
we're all
have.
just gonna log off.
I was
slowly.
absolutely shattered by that.
Just making up
Did I just
a
kill the whole
Donkey Kong
podcast?
game. Just
Well-
no bit. Just anyone remember that Donkey Kong game on PlayStation where he's like Mad Max?
The best bit. Well, thank you for coming on, Josh. It's fun to pick your brain a
This
little
is
bit.
awesome. Yeah, no, seriously, thank you
Yes.
for having me.
Thank you for coming
it-
on.
I've been really excited. I don't remember. It was like a month and a half, 2 months ago. You guys asked
Yeah.
me. And I knew I needed some time in advance just because of work and
Yeah,
stuff.
I've been
I've been-
a while.
I've been really, really looking forward to this. So I appreciate you guys having me. This has been a blast. It's the latest I've stayed up in like a year. So.
It's been a banana blast, if you will.
So true.
So real quick
Mm.
before we end, I'm going to bring in Joey for one quick thing. I'd also like
Okay.
to thank Channel 3 Records for our fun little code where you can get 4% off an order at Channel 3 Records during the podcast. Take us away, Joey.
Thank you, Josh, for having a good time and talking about Donkey Kong and big ass haunted country.
Thank you.
Big ass haunted country.
Next
You
week we
got
will
it.
be doing a game night. We don't know what game yet, but
That one's on Dreamcast.
look forward to that.
I heard it was on Gamecast.
Good night, everyone.